Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, yesterday, there was supermassive protest in Uganda, led by everyone who is tired, sick with the manner in which Museveni is running the political affairs of the country after the opposition leader, Kizza Besigye, was arrested by the military and now being kept by the military, being represented in the martial court, where only the military people normally go. But now Museveni is a civilian, now being taken to a martial court. The kind of treatment he has faced there. People came out in their numbers, even holding Bibles, tying their hands together, protesting and demanding justice and release for one Kizza Besigye. Now, Kizza Besigye is a retired military officer, but a man who stood up when he felt that things are wrong to say no. He joined other people when they were fighting the regime that was there by then under Idi Amin. When they felt that there was no democracy, the country was heading to a wrong direction, and they needed to provide leadership. He joined people like Museveni by then when they were rallying for justice for those people who have been mistreated, arrested, killed, and democracy. That's what they were fighting for. So he's a man who at one point, and even up to date, he still stands for justice and fight for freedom. And even through that fight, there was a big role that he used to play because he is a doctor. And of course, he has served in Nairobi hospital, of course. Again, Aga Khan Hospital. He has been there serving. But besides that, by that time, he was really playing a critical role, including even treating people like Museveni by that time, when they were one team fighting for a change that they thought it would liberate the Ugandan people. So he played a very key role, making sure that those who are in war are treated when time comes. When they get injury, he take care of these people. So this is how this guy really cared for the people of Uganda.
With the NRA?
My job has been mainly in the deliverance of medical services, both to the soldiers of NRA and to the population around our areas of operation.
And you run the medical facilities for the mobile brigade of the NRA?
That's right.
What sort of work does that entail?
It entails both the surgical procedures, treating casualties from gunshot wounds or shrapnels, and also treating the medical ailments like malaria, diarrheal diseases, hookworm infestations, and so on. And
this obviously takes quite a bit of medicine and instruments and so on to be able to carry out this work.
That's right.
Where do you get your instruments and medicine?
We raid the government hospitals and pick out the drugs and instruments we need. And they are quite sufficient. They are our quartermaster.
Do you have any other major problems working in the bush? What about the purely field hygiene? If you want to operate on someone, you don't have a hospital here?
Oh yes, we have definite problems with hygiene. Even our theaters have to operate in quite septic conditions because we have no sterilizers, we have no refrigerators, so our conditions are really septic. We also have problems of hygiene, fighting with the population to use pit latrines.
But after all this, the differences after emerged between him and Museveni, He had to get out, form his own political party. Is it FDCA or what, something close to that? Then he has vied severally. Of course, we're being told at some point they used to rig him out and all that. But the sad thing is that before Museveni, Kizza Besigye was arrested. In fact, it's not an arrest. He was kidnapped. He came here in Kenya for the launch of a book. And it is the Kenyan government that gave Kizza Besigye to the Ugandan military to face this kind of treatment that is going through in the hands of the military people in Uganda. What a sad thing and a shameful thing for this William Ruto'S administration.
First of all, the situation is really devastating to us. You can see what is happening to Dr. Besigye. You know him. He's a very strong man. But you could tell from his appearance today, although he's not well. It's a matter which is really worrying to us. And it's what compelled us to invoke the provisions under the Human Rights Enforcement Act, which was enacted to address situations like this. The framers of the Constitution provided that latitude to people who are faced with egregious abuse of rights to have quick remedies. It's the reason we had to invoke that particular provision, Section 5, with the hope that it would come to our rescue, to the rescue of Dr. Kizza Besigye. Unfortunately, we have not been favored with a decision today. We leave the court premises with heavy hearts. It's a heart-rending situation to see Dr. Besigye in that state and to witness this impunity of the highest order.
My Lord. But my Lord, our prayer is grounded on that particular section 38 rather of the Judicial.
The 18 office in the court. No. Have they replied? That's why I wanted with your permission, my Lord, before. My Lord, thank you very much. First of all, for the speed with which you have acted. Number two, my Lord, the summon is to the respondent to bring the body and justify why he continues in what we contend is unlawful detention. They have not shown up, but at least they have brought the body of the person, the bodies of the persons. Having failed to come and justify the detention, I would implore you, my Lord, before you go back to the administrative pronouncements, to order for release. You are rushing us. You are rushing us. So can I ask all the journalists to move out?
Now, if Uganda people are on the street protesting, being led by one of the opposition leader, Bobby Wine, they are protesting because Kenya is part of this problem. Not just Kenya, but we're talking about the Kenya Kwanza administration under William Ruto. Kama hawa jamaa hawangeruhusu wale maofisa wa Uganda kuingia Kenya, wakawaelekeza kule kwenye Kizza Besigye alikuwa ameenda kupumzika, ndio arudishe kule apitia haya. What a shameful thing for William Ruto, the president. Uganda, they are on the street today protesting simply because their leader was kidnapped here by a military officer, simply because Kenyan officers facilitated them. Kenya has been a safe haven for many countries. They always come here for their rescue, including even Kizza Besigye. hata wakati tumekuwa na serikali ile mbaya ya Mheshimiwa Moi, bado Kenya was safe haven for other nations. People used to come here, and we've been able to benefit in a very big way from the international community and all that as a refugee center for many people. Lakini hii tabia yenye sasa hii serikali imeanza ya kiwango hiki, are we still a safe haven for anyone? The answer is no. Itaanza hivyo, hata Wakenya sasa hizi wamekuwa kidnapped, wanapotea tu. Yani tuko na serikali ambaye inaleta a huge injury and disaster to its own people. The favor that we've got from the eyes of other people in the world is no longer going to be there. It is going to vanish just like that. Just because we have a person who is more focused on personal interest and the personal gain, making mistakes every time just to please other people. Watu wa Uganda wanaandamana kwa sababu ya makosa ambayo yalifanywa hii Kenya na serikali ya Mheshimiwa William Ruto, because there is no way this can happen without the knowledge of the president. He allowed it. He was well informed about it. Now, protest Uganda. Unataka serikali, wananchi wa Uganda waone Kenya kivipi? Wanaandamana saizi, but calling for justice. To Museveni also, it is time to accept that change will come. If you don't allow change, it will change you. Everything has expired date. His expired time is almost here. He must look at the wall. The writing is there in capital letters. It is an era of Gen Z.